Xbox just had the Bethesda Roundtable event that really helped reveal a lot about Xbox's future and Bethesda. They then had a pretty long-winded ID at Xbox event that people thought could have been a little shorter. But now there's another event being talked about that will focus on some of the tech and potential games coming to Xbox. So let's get into these details and see what might have leaked the last couple of days. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so let's finally get into these events that are being hinted at by Xbox and of course Microsoft. Now some of these might surprise you to hear about because we just had a pretty awesome Bethesda mini event that hinted at the future of the company and how Bethesda will be integrated into the Xbox ecosystem. You throw in that ID at Xbox showcase and you can tell that Xbox has a lot of content to talk about. It's as if they have this onslaught of information to bring out and we're just sitting here going along for the ride. And it would also seem that Xbox isn't done yet, as Windows Central is reporting another Microsoft/Xbox event that could potentially happen. We also have Phil Spencer hinting at this summer events that might happen also. All in all, it's a pretty awesome time to be a gamer, and it's even better being an Xbox gamer because we have so much content coming out our way. Let's get into the article and what it had to say right here. Report: Microsoft is planning a What's Next for Gaming Xbox event. According to a report from ZDNet, Xbox has another event lining up in the coming weeks. Xbox has been on fire lately, dominating the airwaves with massive drops from Xbox Game Pass, including Outriders and PlayStation-developed MLB The Show. Microsoft also held a March ID at Xbox event where they showcased dozens upon dozens of games recently in partnership with Twitch. Microsoft isn't slowing down, according to a new report from leading Microsoft expert Mary J. Foley over at ZDNet. The news comes hot on the heels of Microsoft's announcement for Build 2021, the firm's big developer conference, which is slated for March 25th to May 27th. As part of these events, Foley notes that Microsoft is planning a range of smaller What's Next virtual events, which will include a feature specifically tailored around gaming. Foley also notes that this is not the upcoming GameStack Live event slated for April. Okay, so let's stop right there because there's a lot to cover here, which has turned into a normal occurrence when you're talking about Xbox and all the news that they have to provide. So the first thing I want to touch on is what the article mentions right at the beginning, which is Xbox has continually dropped some awesome information outside of their events. Things like Outriders, which is a massive AAA game that everyone seems to be playing right now, is a huge game and a huge get for Xbox because more people will flock to the Xbox platform because they don't have to pay $60 for that game. But most of all, it's a quality game that will have a long-lasting community attached to it, much like Destiny has had for the last several years. You throw in MLB The Show, going to Game Pass day and date, the former Sony exclusive game, and you can tell that the last several weeks has been pretty intense for Xbox. So it's not surprising to think that they have even more things to talk about when it comes to the big picture, things regarding gaming, of course. And that's the next thing we should be talking about, which is what Microsoft is planning this event for, and that it's all about the Build 2021 Developer Conference. Now, I don't expect to see a lot of things from this conference when it comes to game announcements and studio acquisitions. Instead, I think this will be about the overarching Xbox planning they have for the gaming within Xbox. By that, I mean maybe talking about the Xbox network changes, the new technology that will be with the Xbox Series X, not to mention having xCloud come front and center as a huge part of their strategy going forward. All of these things and the continued investments put into Xbox and the brand will be talked about a lot at this event, which is something that the article mentions right here. Microsoft is supplementing its main larger conferences this year with smaller What's Next virtual events. A What Next for Gaming event is expected in the coming weeks. The GameStack Live event, also listed on the US events page, is not that event, I hear. Given that this event will form part of Microsoft's Build festivities, it's unlikely we'll see any new games revealed here. What you should expect, however, is new features and technology Microsoft is working on to improve devs' lives in the gaming space. We could see glimpses of new graphics technology and features slated for future versions of the Xbox toolset, as well as features coming to the Xbox platform in general. Now, this is where I get pretty excited about this potential event because one of the most talked about features on the Xbox Series X is the toolset that the developers are given to work with the system. And this would be a great little segue into talking about that and the improvements we can see from the games. One of those aspects is the new graphic technology and features that we can see coming to Xbox. This usually is showed with game examples and gameplay examples on screen. I'm not sure that will be at the show, but I have a feeling that it should be, because the best way to show people what you're talking about is actually showing them examples of the technology working in games. So don't be surprised to see that happen, or to see Jason Ronald, the main architect of the Xbox Series X, on hand to explain some of these new features coming to the console later this year or into the future. It would be awesome to see some of the new things that are coming to the console, like we've seen with the free FPS boost, smart delivery, velocity architecture, and all the other software-related enhancements. After that, I have a feeling we'll get a lot of announcements when it comes to how Xbox is doing on what platforms it's on, which the article mentions right here. Microsoft has previously made consumer-oriented announcements at Build in the past, revealing new products and services too. It could be at this event where the planned expansion of Xbox Game Pass to web browsers is revealed, bringing the all-you-can-eat gaming service to iOS, Chromebooks, Mac OS, and low-power PCs and laptops. Given Microsoft's widely rumored talks to acquire gaming comms platform Discord, it would also be an opportune time to shed light on what the partnership means for the Xbox platform and beyond. Now, this is where things get a little interesting, because I have to agree that xCloud and Game Pass are going to be a vital point at this event, especially when they talk about Game Pass and xCloud coming to iOS, which people have been waiting for a pretty long time. Not to mention Mac OS, where again, many people have been waiting for a long time, and PC. This will not only expand the reach of Xbox Game Pass by a large number, but it will also help Microsoft get to customer bases they never really reached before. And because of this, Game Pass subscriptions have the potential to blow up like crazy. So again, don't be surprised if Xbox and Microsoft announce how many subscribers are on Xbox Game Pass, because the last time we heard the number, it was around 18 million subscribers. But now, with Outriders, MLB The Show, and of course the Bethesda games being added to Xbox Game Pass, those numbers must have gone up substantially. You throw in the expanding third-party support with EA Play, and of course the third-party deals they have locked down with some of those games, it's easy to see that Game Pass is a massive success and the main weapon Xbox wants to use when it comes to this generation's strategy plan. And I hope we get to see Phil Spencer and some of the other executives in Xbox come out and talk about future plans they have and future events, much like Phil Spencer mentions here on Twitter when it comes to their summer schedule. Glad to see the game industry coming together again in June for a digital E3. This and other summer events are proof that our industry is strongest when we work together, looking forward to sharing what we have in store this summer. And there you have it, folks. Not only are we getting this event that will focus more on the business aspect and maybe some of the technical things when it comes to Xbox, but we're also getting multiple shows this summer that will focus on Xbox. Much like we got last summer, where Xbox showed a lot of their first-party titles from Xbox Game Studios. Yet this summer, I think they'll be at E3 for a small taste of what they have to show, and then have their all-digital event that showcases a lot of their first-party games. I'm talking Xbox Game Studio games and the development teams they had under their umbrella before Bethesda. And speaking of Bethesda, they'll hopefully have them be a part of that show, or they can have them do their own entire show, considering they've been doing that for years and years. Because we have to remember, Bethesda was their own publishing arm and had E3 showings every single year on their own. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that and just kept to their traditions and had their own show, but just have it focus more for the Xbox side, and then also have Xbox developers there to show that they work together. So it would make sense for them to do that again, but just under the Xbox umbrella. Either way, there's a lot of news that's coming, and I can't wait to see how everything plays out, because Xbox has been firing on all cylinders, and I'm so excited to see what they have in store for us this summer, because I think they're going to come out swinging to start off the generation right. But enough of what I think about this. Tell me what you think about all of this. Is the event going to show a lot of the tech during this upcoming show? What do you expect to see when it comes to the Xbox Series X? Should we expect to see new games announced here? How many shows do you think Xbox will have this summer? Is Bethesda going to have their own show? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been playing a lot of Outriders. That game is so much fun. I've been playing with a lot of my friends, and we're just having such a great time going through the progression of the campaign, getting new items, getting all the loot, getting rares, epics, legendaries. I think I'm level 20 right now, level 21 maybe? I'm not too sure, but I've been having a lot of fun with that game. It's so intense, fun, and I love the abilities. The gameplay is tight. It reminds me of like a really fast-paced Gears of War, which I think is just great. I think Gears of War can kind of look at this and expand on what they can do because the game is so much fun and has a lot of aspects to it that really expand the third-person shooter genre. And I've been playing a lot of It Takes Two with my girlfriend. We're going through that game. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, it's a quirky little game and one of the best games I've played all year. It's so much fun to just communicate and get things done together with your significant other or with a friend. And I really recommend the game. And it's probably going to come to EA Play, which will come to Xbox Game Pass later this year. So keep an eye out for that one or just buy it. It's a great game. But let me know what you're playing down below. I want to know what games you're playing because that's what we're all here for. We're all here to talk gaming. So let me know what you're playing and let's talk about that in the comments section. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.